Hello, my name is Melissa Palaniuk, but I go by Miley Palaniuk. I'm from Wake Forest, NC, and for my story today, I'm going to tell you guys about an event that actually just happened this summer with my best friend. It was actually a very, what could have been life-threatening event that happened. And the verse that I want to read first that goes with it is, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So, my best friend goes to a college back home in downtown Raleigh. For those that know North Carolina, downtown Raleigh is an interesting place to be. There are some streets which are fine to be on one day or 1 minute are not safe the next day. There's a lot of issues in downtown Raleigh, and so it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was staying at her house, at her dorm, which is right in downtown Raleigh, kind of borderlined with the good side of town, bad side of town, but it is a Christian college. So we decided to go driving, so we did, and she decides there's a street called Fayetteville Street, and she decides that we should go walking on the street to look around to see what all is down there, because we haven't really been to downtown Raleigh for a while, so we wanted to see what was down there. I said, that might not be the best idea. And she was like, no, it'll be good. And I was the one driving her car because she has kidney failure and had to take a really strong pain medicine. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I was like, whatever. I gave in, which I shouldn't have done. But the power of God is real. So we're walking down the street, and there's this guy that's around the corner talking to these two girls who also looked really sketch. So I'm just like, okay, she didn't notice that, but I did. I was like, that's kind of weird, and I was just kind of staying alert, because you don't know what to expect. And I did have pepper spray. But we're walking, and that guy comes walking up kind of behind us, sees us, runs up to us, runs behind us, and I jump because I see it out of my peripheral vision. And he's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I scared you guys." And I'm like, "Uh-huh." And my best friend is like, "Oh, it's okay. So he's walking with us for about a good couple minutes, asking us a bunch of questions, where we are, where we're from, what we're doing downtown. And my best friend says, "I'm new to downtown Raleigh." Well, you don't tell somebody, a stranger, that you're new to a city. I just stayed silent the whole time because I was like, this guy is really sketch. And I pulled my best friend aside. I'm like, we need to let him get ahead of us. She had a e-cig with her, and she had it in her hand, and he noticed it, and he was like, "Hey, I can get you a great discount on those." And he's like, "I have a business card." And he didn't have it, thankfully, he didn't have any on him, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have any." And then he tells us where he's going and asks us if we're going to that same place, and we're like, "No, we're not going there. We're just looking around. Goodbye." So we kind of stop, and I'm like, we need to cross the street because that was just weird. And he's walking, stopping, checking his phone, and then turning around and watching us. And this was going on for about a good 10 minutes before he finally walked in to the building he was going into. But we cross the street, and we're walking down the street, and we come past a corner, and this guy jumps out of the corner directly at us, and we both jump, and he's like, "Oh," you could tell he was really drunk. He's kind of walking really close to us. He's like, "I'm so sorry, I'm black. Hey." And he comes right up to us and tries to high five us. So we do to be nice, because we could tell this guy was probably homeless and was probably drunk and probably on some type of drug. And then he's like, "Hey, ladies, I'm trying to get the bus, and I can't. the buses stopped running, trying to ask us for a ride, and we're like, we don't give rides to strangers. We're sorry. We'll be praying for you though. And he's asking us for money, and we're like, we don't have that on us either. And so we were like, we'll pray for you. Goodbye. So we decided to go back to the car. And a couple of days later, there's an article that came out around Facebook. A lot of people were sharing it, and it talked about how there's a drug that can get passed on through like business cards and stuff like that. And that made me realize how lucky we are to have survived that incident that night. Yes, it was stupid. We shouldn't have done that. But I could really, throughout, when people were jumping around us and stuff, I felt there's a sense inside of me that felt safe because I could feel the power of God around me. And the fact that nothing did happen to us. And it was terrifying. And then finding out that that guy was trying to give us a business card and there's a drug that you can put on it to like drug somebody, but yet he didn't have any. Like, God's protection was like completely over us, because most of the time if you walk around a city that night time at night, something bad's gonna happen. But it just really opened my eyes to like feeling like the presence of God. And it was to look back and say that I can really, like, in the time of fear, like, God's presence is real. Like, that's the one thing I like when I think about that event. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a residential student taking comms online. So yeah.